Hello, our team is conformed by Luis Aranda, Alexa Contreras, Chema Orsal, Camila Gomez, Benjamin Sanchez, Andrea Castanera, and me, Saida Gutierrez, and we are going to talk about bionanotech engineering. But first, what's the image that you have from an engineer? Usually when you think about engineering, the first image that appears is a bridge or a car. According to the Royal Spanish Academy, engineering is a set of knowledge oriented about the development and utilization of techniques according to the use of natural resources or industrial activity. Engineering is highly related to technology and its development. This can focus on many sectors. That's why there are a lot of branches of engineering. Some of them are civil, mechatronics, mechanical, electrical, chemical, industrial, aeronautic, automotive, and others more. In our country, biology-related engineerings are slightly unknown, but also there are a lot of branches like biomedical, biotechnology, bionic, and bionanotechnology. The application of these types of engineering are related to the study or improvement of life, like the development of machines to help hospitals and make the patient be in better conditions, or to find new pathogens that affect us or solve some health problems that are present in our life day by day.
What is bionanotechnology? In this bachelor's degree, you form as a professional in the fields of applied science such as nanotechnology and biotechnology. You acquire knowledges in biological processes like cellular physiology and microbiology, advanced material synthesis, as well as mathematics and physics, and all of them for their application in industry and scientific research. This career is best suited for people who are interested in biological and technological processes, have a genuine curiosity in technology and how it affects socially, enjoy learning and discovering new things, likes to apply knowledge in different areas, and think of new alternative pathways for current production processes.
Why we chose this area? We chose this particular engineering because, as most people know, it's basically a new branch and has a lot of new technologies and job opportunities. It is well known that biotechnology has interesting work areas for people who are intrigued in science, research, creation, microorganisms, or the design of products, among many others. So, with bionanotechnology, we can do so much more things in almost every job area because of the new technologies nanotech is generating. And we think that as bionanotech engineers, we have a little bit more knowledge of the two branches, and we take advantage of it to expand our work areas. For example, you can go from agriculture or industry to genomics and medicine. We found really impressive all the things you can improve or do nowadays with the releasing of this type of engineerings. Mostly, we are interested in all the innovations you can do with the combination of bio and nanotechnology.
Being an engineer in bionanotechnology opens up the possibility of working in a lot of areas, which will be our fields of opportunity. In theory, the most common are in the industry, pharmaceutical, agriculture, and even in creating our own products, and for instance, building a company of our own. In the agriculture area, these engineers work primarily in the application of a variety of techniques and processes to recreate the DNA in living organisms or their substances to produce or modify a food, improve the plants or animals from which they come, or develop microorganisms that are involved in their life cycle, and for instance, making the plant better. In the industry area, is mostly dedicated to optimize industrial processes, seeking to replace polluting technology with others that are cleaner or friendlier to the environment. The pharmaceutical area is aimed at obtaining medicines, new production techniques, a possibility of improving traditional processes, and obtaining new products, among other things. There are indeed more fields of opportunity, and what makes this degree so special is the capability of developing your own knowledge to what you are more interested in.
As my classmates have mentioned before, there are a lot of things we are going to be capable to do after we graduate from this engineering. But what we also think is very important is how can we use these skills this engineering provides us into creating something positive, and most specifically, how can we change our habitats and impact our community for good. The first thing we consider we can do is improve quality of life. I know this sounds very big and ambitious, but I think it's real. Having a degree in this engineering means owning enough knowledge to create new meds or find out a solution that gives a patient with certain chronic disease a way to make his life easier or extend his life. We also realized that in this next situation, we could help a lot in finding a solution. But for climate change, in order to do this, and thanks to the knowledge acquired, we could come up with some improvements in the industrial field so they could decrease their environmental impact. Also, we could help with some new techniques to clean our oceans or some new material that replaces plastic, and it's convenient to companies, economically speaking, so plastic can be completely erased. And the third point we agreed we could be able to do to generate a positive impact is with technology. As we know, since always, engineers have set the tone for technology, and this is because they are the ones creating it. So, as future engineers, we could be able to apply some changes in the production chain of a company because we really think that nowadays every person in the world of any origin should be able to have access to a device with internet so they could be informed and learn about what happens in their community, country, and even other sides of the world, because this tool should be something everyone can relate to and not be something super expensive that only certain class have the privilege to acquire.
Traits for a prospective engineer. As you can see, the personal traits for a good engineer is to be organized, analytical, social, visionary, creative, and hardworking. As you can see, there are plenty of traits that you have to be a good engineer. You have to be organized. That's because you have to organize all your ideas in order to solve all the problems that you affront. If you don't are organized, it will be such a big problem, and that will be so heavy for you. You have to be analytical, because if you want to solve a problem in a perfect way, you have to analyze all the problem, all the situations, all the scenarios, and all the things that are in the main problem. As you can see, the third one is social. You have to be social to interact with other people. Not only engineers, it can be doctors, teachers, anyone. You have to know how to socialize with them, and also to share your ideas, to accept ideas from other people, and to manage all the new knowledge and put it in practice. The visionary is so important. To be visionary, to have long-term projects. It will help you to make goals in the long term, short term, but also have in mind to do much work and greater things that you have already done. Creative. It is so important to be creative. You will be wondering why. Well, you have to be creative to solve any kind of problem. You don't have to solve all the problems with numbers, with equations. You can do it, and it is a real solution, and a real good solution. But also try to find another kind of solutions. There's as many solutions that you can imagine for every kind of problem. So don't have a square mind. Try to have open mind, to be creative. And hard working is the final trait and one of the most important, because you can do a work and make it as it goes. You have to put all your effort when you're doing it. Also remember to make everything with feeling and doing all the things that you love.
As we saw, the degree in Bionanotechnology is very complete in terms of the branches of science that it studies. Also, the amount of research and investigation that can be done. Likewise, the opportunities for innovation that it has in medicine, like tissue engineering, agriculture creating ecological pesticides, or creating new materials like nanomaterials, or even in the creation of cosmetics. An engineer in this area has great qualities that let us have a good teamwork, as well as we are organized enough to be autonomous. And we have a lot of creativity to think outside the box and find new solutions, as well as creating new inventions that help us to solve the problems that exist in this world, such as, for example, creating a vaccine to protect ourselves from COVID-19, or medicines with which we can fight against this disease or create new treatments to heal people. The career, by having two of the most important sciences nowadays, allow us to have great job opportunities here in Mexico or in other countries.